Let's talk about it. YouTube. In the Season 10 Battle Pass, Royal Guard, one of the items that can be purchased is the XP-50. As if they weren't annoying enough, we're going to be dealing with even more of these pests in a couple weeks. So now is the time to learn how to deal with these overpowered planes. The best way to think of XP-50s is that they are BF-109 F4s that get an airspawn. Their actual flight performance is very similar to a BF-109 F4, but when they nearly always have the altitude advantage, it can seem like they're overpowered. So what are their weaknesses? How do you beat them? I won't drag this out. Compression is the key. They might have the altitude advantage, but that is exactly what we'll use against them. When we get the XP-50 in a dive, about 450 km/h plus, they will compress so badly that they will not be able to pull out of the dive until they are well below you in altitude. Additionally, it will be incredibly difficult for them to get guns on you, and since they won't be able to pull out of the dive, they will nearly always overshoot, putting you on their 6. Easy to say, hard to do. Let's take a look at examples. Let's look at that clip again. At the start I get distracted by chat and an XP-50 gets in a good position to boom and zoom me. I'm already 350 plus, so I'm able to salvage the situation and throw it into a defensive dive. Once we hit 500-ish km/h, I can start pulling out of the dive. This is a much longer process for him, and I pull up and over him and behind him. After some poor shooting from my part, a teammate picks him off, but I had successfully reversed him. In this example, I'm the one with a height advantage. There is a lot of very mediocre shooting in this clip. I will happily use all my ammo to kill an XP-50. That said, the point of this clip is to show how much more nose authority I have in this dive behind him and how he has no chance of shaking me off, unless I overshoot, which I do, but again, that's not the point. This is the end result of a defensive dive, just to show that if you can outturn a BF-109, you can outturn the XP-50s. This might be my favorite clip of the whole video. I see an XP-50 above me and start to pick up speed in anticipation of him diving on me. He seems to be aware of my tactics and doesn't commit to his attack, and saves himself the compression. I don't want to be forced out of my position and give up my altitude, so I try to zoom climb and maybe surprise him. We trade in a non-committal head-on and he pulls up out of his dive to get back to his higher altitude position. I start to follow, but keeping an eye on my airspeed, give up the pursuit. But after this trade we're much closer in altitude and energy states than before. Keeping it fast, I start a gradual climb again. I initiate a defensive maneuver with a dive to keep him fast, and compressing, and pull around behind him. This clip is just to show that given quasi-equal starting states that the XP-50 flight model isn't particularly broken or overpowered. The F4 is not outperformed even with gun pods. This final clip shows me versus 2 XP-50s. I'm mostly in survival mode, but that brings me to my last point. War Thunder is a team game, and XP-50s are a high priority target. Use your team. When you drag them down from high altitude, be dragging them towards all those teammates that didn't climb. I'm sure they'd like a crack at those XP-50s too. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments all the ways that I'm wrong. Enjoy! Comment LXP50 if you made it this far. LOL.